All right, now in Good Morning Northwest, Russia is lashing out with massive attacks across Ukraine as Vladimir Putin threatens more harsh reprisals for the destruction of a crucial bridge in Crimea. How Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is responding coming up.
All right, we're going to a little haze, sunshine to start our day, then a blustery change later on. We're going to tell you what's coming up in just a little bit.
And as we enter Fire Prevention Week, some good news about wildfires in Washington State. What contributed to one of the lightest fire seasons in recent memory. You're watching Good Morning Northwest here on 4 News Now. Good morning, and thanks for starting your week with us. I'm Derek Dice. Robin Nance is taking the week off. It is Monday, October the 10th. Mark Peterson here with a look at that first alert forecast, and 70s as far as the eye can see.
As far as the eye can see. Don't put on binoculars, but yeah, it's going to be 70s. But here's the other cool thing I want to tell you about this morning. Got a cup of coffee, maybe a cup of tea, probably hot because it's chilly out. You're going to be able to see a full moon if you look out to the west. It's absolutely gorgeous. That's a live look at it. This morning, temperatures, 49 degrees now as we continue to cool. We haven't spent a lot of time in the 40s here in the last couple of weeks, so we're starting to see, again, as we saw in the Air 4 Adventures, that kiss of fall. The gondola ride would be perfect this week, next weekend too. It's going to be great. Here are the 4 things you need to know. There is going to be haze in the air as we start our day today. The afternoon is going to be windy into the early evening hours. We got some dust and fire activity in and around our region adding to that. And the other part of this is that there is no rain expected for the next 5 days. In fact, for the foreseeable future, as we just spoke about. Satellite and radar, a little bit of cloud cover coming across. That is a low that's up into Canada, heading through Edmonton and Calgary. It'll produce more wind than anything with a few variable clouds. Highs today are going to be in the low to mid 70s all over the region. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Here's our day today. We're going to see temperatures into the mid 60s, entering the noon hour about 70 degrees. It's mid 70s for our high today at 3, 4 o'clock. Windy conditions all the way through 7. It'll calm down, cool down, 69 expected. But again, that high today is 75 degrees.
Well, this morning, Russia's military hurled a barrage of missiles against Ukrainian cities, including the capital of Kiev, striking several civilians. It could be Moscow's retaliation for the bombing of a key bridge connecting Russia to its annexed territory of Crimea. Sydney Charles is live at the Now Desk tracking the latest on the missile strikes.
That's right, Derek. Overnight, large explosions heard in the Ukrainian capital of Kiev. It comes as the Ukrainian city of Zaporizhia is still reeling from a Russian missile strike on Sunday. Now, that strike killed at least 17 people. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the explosions are from Russian missile attacks. He said Russia is trying to, quote, wipe us off the face of the earth. He released this video just hours ago.
They want to annihilate our energy supplies. They're hopeless. Their second target is our people. They specifically selected this time in order to hit us the hardest.
President Zelensky mentioned energy supplies, and CNN has just reported moments ago that there are several power outages across Ukraine right now due to these missile strikes. The missile strikes come after President Vladimir Putin accused Ukrainian forces of blowing up a critical bridge connecting Russia to the occupied territory of Crimea. He has now labeled the massive explosion a terrorist attack. Take a look at your screen. These are before and after satellite images showing the damage to this vital supply line for Moscow's military connecting Russia to the Crimean Peninsula, which Putin illegally annexed. The attack is a major symbolic blow to Putin as Ukrainian troops continue to make gains on the battlefield. Coming up in 30 minutes, President Joe Biden's response to Putin's actions and his nuclear threats. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
All right, Sydney, thanks very much. Well, federal authorities have issued a warning about the type of float plane that crashed in the Puget Sound last month, killing Sandy Williams and Patricia Hicks of Spokane. The FAA issued an emergency airworthiness directive concerning Otter seaplanes. The directive warns of potential cracks and corrosion in a part called the elevator. That's a movable surface of the horizontal tail that controls the plane's pitch. The FAA says the warning was not a result of the crash investigation, but that it had received multiple recent reports of cracks in the elevator. Because of fire safety efforts, Washingtonians have been practicing, and the hard work of our fire departments across the state, Washington has had the lightest fire season in a decade. Hillary Franz, the state commissioner of public lands, recently announced that only about 219 square miles burned in Washington in 2022. Compare that to 2015, the worst fire season in state history, where more than 1,500 square miles burned. But Franz stressed that wildfires remain a statewide issue. You can find all of our Fire Watch coverage on our website at KXLY.com. Well, the number of deaths from Hurricane Ian in Florida and South Carolina is now more than 120, and that number could still rise. This is video of dive teams for the Lee County Sheriff's Department in Florida. They're looking for submerged vehicles and then checking them for bodies. Lee County suffered the largest number of deaths. It was also a county that delayed ordering people to evacuate for more than a day, despite warnings the storm could bring life-threatening flooding. Well, today is Indigenous Peoples Day. That means you won't have to pay for street parking in downtown Spokane, but your garbage and recycling will remain on their normal schedule this week. Now, this afternoon, the Indigenous Peoples March will begin and end in Mission Park. It'll feature Native speakers, drummers, singers, and dancers in celebration of 500 years of resilience. It runs from 3 to 5 p.m. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:06. We're going to send things back over to Mark Peterson for a look at what's ahead of us this week. Another really beautiful week expected.
It's going to be great. Over Facebook, Twitter, everywhere else, there were pictures of that full moon. Last night, 99.7. Tonight, it'll be 98 percentile. It's still going to be pretty. It's out there right now if you'd like to take a look. Your full forecast coming up.
And we're live at Spokane Falls Community College talking about some art that's on display for Indigenous Peoples Day. We'll talk to the Washington native who's the artist behind it and see what serves as his inspiration.
And police are working 20 hours a day as the frantic search for a missing toddler continues this morning. The dispute among members of that boy's family and where members of the FBI are continuing their search this morning right after this.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Save your greed! Have you had your furnace checked out this year? Now's the time to get our best deal. We have certified technicians available this week to get a safety tune-up for only $99.
324-7884 Spokane Comfort Systems.
With dentures from Aspen Dental, all they'll see is your confident smile. How do we do it? We provide exceptional care all in one place. And our denture experts craft natural-looking dentures right in our in-office labs because we'll do anything to make sure your smile looks like your smile. Right now, get replacement dentures starting at just $2.99 per arch. We can even get started today. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Schedule your complimentary denture consultation now.
Here at the Mead School District, energy management, it's been something that's been on the rise as far as what's important to us. The reason why is as the budget continues to shrink, we need to do more with less. Yeah, I love Avista. They've been really great to work with. When I have energy efficiency ideas, I get in touch with my rep. They'll go back to their project managers and to the engineers. Avista does a really great job of telling you what the simple payback will be of any of the projects, and then you can make an educated decision on whether you want to move forward.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
It says here, United Healthcare has America's most chosen Medicare plans and local Medicare plan experts.
They'll even find you a plan with good dental coverage.
How do you know?
Scott, my local Medicare plan expert, he helped me find the right plan.
With benefits including prescription, drug, vision, and dental coverage, our Washington team is ready to help you find a Medicare plan that meets your needs and budget.
Talk to a local Medicare plan expert today at 1-888-SHOP-UHC.
Are you afraid your furnace won't last much longer? Does it make weird noises? Don't wait. We have certified technicians available this week for our $99 safety tune-up special.
324-7884 Spokane Comfort Systems.
Welcome back. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Authorities are scrambling to find a toddler who was last seen Wednesday morning in his home in Savannah, Georgia. Police said they're working 18 to 20 hours a day in hopes of finding 20-month-old Quentin Simon alive. The FBI is also assisting with this investigation. Quentin's mother reported him missing more than 3 hours after he was last seen. According to the ABC affiliate WJCL, the boy's grandmother, Billy Jo Howell, has legal custody of both Quentin and his 3-year-old brother. And just last month, Howell filed court documents to evict her daughter, Quentin's mother, and her boyfriend from her home. Officials are holding out hope of finding him alive. Former Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant is facing a subpoena related to NFL Hall of Famer Brett Favre. The former quarterback is caught up in a civil suit over an alleged multi-million-dollar welfare fraud scandal. Attorneys for the defendant, Austin Smith, say they want to see communications between the ex-governor and Favre. The state is suing Smith for the return of more than $425,000. 3 men are sharing the award this morning for the Nobel Prize in Economics, including this man, former Federal Reserve Chair Ben Bernanke. Bernanke, Douglas Diamond, and Philip Dybvig were recognized by the Academy for their work in the early 80s, which the Institute says provided the foundation for our modern understanding of why banks are needed, their chief vulnerabilities, and how their collapse can fuel financial meltdowns. Bernanke, who led the U.S. Central Bank during the 2008 financial crisis, was recognized for his research on the Great Depression.
10-second takeaway on this Indigenous Peoples Day. Light layers needed as you head out. It's 49 degrees. Yeah, it's a crisp start. That's what I call it. Winds later on gusting to 30 miles an hour. High today, 75 degrees.
Well, speaking at a Democratic Party event in Texas Saturday, Vice President Kamala Harris touted efforts to decriminalize marijuana following the Biden administration's pardon of all federal offenses for simple marijuana possession.
And speaking of the system of justice, we are also changing, y'all might have heard that this week, the federal government's approach to marijuana. Because the bottom line there is nobody should have to go to jail for smoking weed.
Administration officials estimate more than 6,500 Americans have been booked on federal simple marijuana possession charges. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:12. We'll check in with Mark once again as we start Extreme Team Week here on 4 News Now, how the team is helping renovate the Carl Maxey Center. And on this Indigenous Peoples Day, Destiny Richards is live at the SFCC campus with a local Native American artist. We'll have a preview of his show, which features this native dancing, coming up right after the break.
This season, fall into Coeur d'Alene. Fall is a great time to visit Coeur d'Alene. With awesome weather, fall color cruises, exciting events, a variety of food, beer, and wine selections, and amazing accommodations. It's the perfect time to stay and play in CDA. Visit cdafall.com for more information.
Rugged, capable off-road travel, adept at towing heavy loads, the completely redesigned Nissan Pathfinder has all the features buyers are looking for in a full-size SUV. Check these features: seating up to 8 with easy access third row, cabin noise reduction, super smooth 9-speed transmission, towing up to 6,000 pounds with 284 horsepower, classy upscale design, and two-tone style. There's lots more with this Pathfinder. Find out at Coeur d'Alene Nissan, just off Highway 95.
Browning Pro Steel Safes offer industry-leading storage solutions with fully adjustable shelving, high-capacity barrel racks, and patented door storage. Your adventure begins and ends with Browning Pro Steel Safes.
Available at Safe and Vault store in the Spokane Valley.
Listen up. Everything we've worked for has led to this moment. Training is over. It's time to be efficient, like the Kubota Grand L Series. It is time to grind, like the Kubota LX Series, which is packed with extras. It's time to be tough, like the rugged BX Series. So let's get out there and plow, fight, and win!
Looking for quality and experience? Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic has been providing personalized care to their clients for over 30 years. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, they do it all. With competitive costs and quality service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
Joe Biden's open borders have threatened our neighborhoods and our children's safety. Fentanyl-related deaths have increased right here in Idaho. Gang members transport fentanyl and other dangerous drugs into our schools and communities. This has got to stop. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. It's time we control the borders and shut down the pipeline of drugs and violence into Idaho.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Get ready to vote with 4 News Now for the People coverage. What do you want to know about this year's ballot? Send your questions to KXLY.com. We'll get answers now until Election Day. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness. Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
All right, welcome back. You can recognize and honor Indigenous People Day at a free event featuring a local Indigenous artist at Spokane Falls Community College. Chad Little Coyote Yellowjohn has an exhibit called Mass Preservation on display. Destiny Richards is live with him now on the SFCC campus with how his art is being highlighted today.
Yeah, there's an art reception, an art talk happening with Chad this morning at 11:30, and it also features a traditional grass dance. And we're here with Chad this morning. Tell us a little bit about how grass dancers have inspired your artwork here.
I've been dancing, grass dancing, like all my life, and not all my life, but just like at a young age. And so grass dancing is like always been like a part of my life, so I wanted to honor that dance by doing that. And I also have my niece who's also doing the fancy shawl dancing. So yeah.
All right, nice. We'd love to see a little bit of the dance if you guys could demonstrate for us. Yeah, and I noticed in mass preservation here, you have some of the dancers, some of your family modeled in the artwork.
Yeah. So I have my dad over, like, you know, as part of my exhibition. I have some of my family members. And, I mean, I don't know, just like this whole dancing is something that I've always admired my whole life, and I wanted to honor that. And it's a way to, like, preserve our culture and carry on our culture and just, like, stay active and also honor our ancestors who were here before us. And, I don't know. I'm just, like, mesmerized by my nephews and nieces.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Are they Spokane tribe? I know you yourself. Okay,
yeah,
great.
Spokane tribe. So on the right over here, that's Cease Brown Eagle, and in the middle is Makli Brown Eagle, and she's doing the fancy shawl dancing. And on the left is Sabine Brown Eagle. He's also doing the grass dance. And the Brown Eagles, they're just like very unique and very, I don't know. Their grass dancing is very rich in the powwow rows, so I'm very honored to be a part of this family.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting them here to give us a little preview of what people can expect when they come to see the artwork. And coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about the inspiration behind some of the art that's here for mass preservation. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right. Pretty neat to see, Destiny. Thank you. 4 News Now's Mark Peterson and Extreme Team are back in action and hitting high gear for their latest project in East Central Spokane. Last month, we announced the Extreme Team will be giving the Carl Maxey Center a makeover. Mark was already talking with founder Sandy Williams before she was tragically killed in that plane crash we mentioned earlier in the newscast. With Williams and her vision on the crew's minds, the team will transform the center this week.
I just want to make sure that the next steps that Sandy wanted are followed through on, and they're happening quicker than we expected. So that's all I wanted to see, was that it still all happened.
You can follow this amazing project all week right here on 4 News Now. And Mark, this really was, you know, you'd mentioned the talks that you'd had with Sandy, of course, over the last few months. And so this really is just kind of like creating her vision.
So Jaleesa, you heard from, helps run the play. She has helped us amazingly to help organize the last couple of weeks. Deacon Band was one of the first contractors on that. He called me and said, okay, are we in on this? I said, oh, we're in. He goes, oh, we're going to kick it up a notch.
Nice.
And maybe 10 notches. We'll see. All right, we're starting off today with a little bit of fog. Now, I had heard reports, National Weather Service out of Montana, the Helena was socked in. But also Sandpoint is showing, again, less than good visibility. So if you're in that area, reports of fog are coming in, and just take it easy. Allow for a little more time. Forecast for the day here in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, you're going to be 75 degrees. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Sunny, breezy, winds gusting to 30 miles an hour this afternoon. Could put a little more dust into the air. 46 for the overnight low, and things calm down and cool down with west winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. 50 currently for Coeur d'Alene, 49 in Spokane, 36 into Colville, and into the Palouse, you're into the upper 40s. So yeah, it's a cool start, no doubt about it. We do have a low, a cold front that's in Canada, but it is a wide-ranging cold front, so it'll pass over, really bringing with us cloud cover and those windy conditions once it passes. And we're going to see that this afternoon. We're going to see those winds really try to fill that in as it moves. That's the gusty winds it moves on, and high pressure moves in, and things look really good. Today's highs into the mid-70s, 76 Mead, downtown 77 degrees. Officially, again, we'll be at 75. Planning forecast, cooler Tuesday, 70 behind that front, and then that high pressure we rebuild, 72 on Wednesday into the low to mid-70s, including next weekend, which looks amazing. It is 20 minutes past 6. It is Monday, and here is your pet of the week.
If you think it's too late in the year to adopt a kitten, think again. At Kootenai Humane Society, kittens are still available. Currently, there are almost 24 available for adoption, with over 50 more in foster care that will soon be at the center over the next couple of months and ready to meet you. There are tabbies, black and white ones, gray ones, playful ones, sleepy ones, and very clean ones. You will be able to have your pick of the litter. If you visit our website at kootenaihumane.org, you'll be able to schedule an appointment that works for you and your family. You'll be able to meet all the kittens that are available. Just want to browse? Stop by on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 1 and 4 to look around. You'll find out quickly it will be hard to pick just one.
Definitely some cute ones to choose from. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is just about 6:22. The Cougs knew they'd have to be mistake-free to upset USC on Saturday, and that was not the case. What head coach Jake Dickert says about the unforced errors. And the Seahawks offense, outstanding again, but the defense just had no answers for Taysom Hill and the Saints. The highlights from the Big Easy next in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call Everhart Painting today to schedule a free estimate. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Experience the coolest new adventure with your family and all your Disney friends at Disney on Ice Road Trip Adventures. Playing Spokane Arena October 21st through 23rd. On sale now. For event details, visit DisneyOnIce.com.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you 18 or older? Have you lived in Washington state for at least 30 days? If so, you are likely eligible to vote in Washington. Voter pamphlets and ballots are available in multiple languages. Your vote is your voice, and your voice matters. Make a plan to vote. Learn more about eligibility at sos.wa.gov and get registered today at votewa.gov.
Becky.
Next, Kelly. Hey, bon appetit, everybody.
Wow. Okay, I want one more bite just to make sure I love it.
Watch Kelly today at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call Everhart Painting today to schedule a free estimate. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
Coming into the weekend, Washington State fans knew it was going to be a challenge to beat USC down in Los Angeles. But when you play the 6th-ranked team in the nation, you can't make unforced errors. The Cougs committing 11 penalties on the day for 97 yards, by far the most they've committed all season long. And you compare that to just 5 from the Trojans, it's not a formula for success. Now, whether those were deserved or not is one thing, but head coach Jake Dickerts is saying they're not using it as an excuse for the loss.
Very close. The red zone opportunity, lining off sides twice, jumping off sides in a 3rd down, all things that we kind of knew that they were going to do. It's just those are little things, and a lot of the penalties, I'll take aggressive penalties. I'll take within the whistle, cutting it loose, playing fast and aggressive, and I'll get a chance to look at a bunch of those, and the operation of the game and the refs, we'll kind of sort that out as we go.
And for the 2nd straight week, the Seattle Seahawks found themselves in another offensive shootout, only this time with the New Orleans Saints. The Hawks putting up nearly 400 yards of offense on the day. The only problem? Taysom Hill decided to have the best game of his career so far. He goes for 112 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns, including the go-ahead score with less than 6 minutes to play. Seattle now drops to 2-3 on the season, but somehow only 1 game back in the NFC West. They'll return home to play Arizona next week.
Yeah, 84 points given up by the Seahawks defense the last 2 weeks is not going to get it done. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:26. Before we go to a break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the holiday shopping season has begun. This morning, data will be released that predicts a more subdued holiday shopping season for retailers and bigger discounts for shoppers.
So our expectation is, while the shopping season may start earlier with discounting, retailers are likely to respond with more aggressive discounts. And we've seen that in our data so far this year as we lead into the holiday season.
Like Amazon launching its new fall shopping event tomorrow, promoting deals on Amazon-branded electronics and products from the likes of Hasbro, KitchenAid, and Samsung. Target just this morning announcing its week-long Black Friday deals.
Start your season of savings with Target Deal Days.
And if you're worried about buyer's remorse, buying too soon and seeing a big price drop closer to Black Friday, we've got one tip that can save you a bundle if that happens. That's all coming up at 7 a.m., plus the start of these deals going live this morning. We'll have the details. I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, New York.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
If you're 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like COPD, asthma, or diabetes, you may be at an increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 20 is approved in adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects were pain and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, fatigue, headache, and joint pain.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
That's why I chose to get vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Because just 1 dose can help protect me from pneumococcal pneumonia.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20 today.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Chihuahua Casino.
Considering selling your RV? R&R wants it. Tired of paying storage fees? R&R needs it. Just don't use it anymore? R&R will buy it. Due to a critical shortage of pre-owned RVs, R&R RV is currently paying absolute top dollar for your used RV. Any year, any make, any model. Turn your RV into cash or flip it for a newer model. So if you no longer use it or want it, let R&R RV buy it. Visit the R&R RV Superstore in North Spokane or call Ryan at 509-244-5888.
Agriculture is the foundation of our regional economy. The Washington State Potato Commission proudly recognizes our farmers.
Washington potato farmers care about the environment. They strive each year for more sustainable farming practices by using the cleanest energy sources to power their packing and storage facilities and using more technology to water their crops, lower their carbon footprint, and grow some of the world's best potatoes. When you talk about sustainability, Washington potato farmers are already there.
A tribute for our great Northwest farmers from the Washington State Potato Commission.
Since 1945, Sturm Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving Spokane and surrounding communities. A lot has changed since 1945, but one thing that hasn't is our mission to nurture long-term relationships with our customers by offering quality products, flat rate pricing, and industry-leading workmanship. And with our 24/7 service, we will get to you anytime, anywhere. Call for a quote today and see for yourself why Sturm is Spokane's first choice for heating and cooling. Or visit sturmheating.com.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
All right, let's take a look at some of the big stories online in the 4 News Now story tracker. Former Governor Bill Richardson said Sunday he is cautiously optimistic Americans Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan will be released and suggested they could be freed from Russia by the end of the year. Richardson recently traveled to Russia to discuss the possible release of the detained WNBA star and former U.S. Marine with Kremlin officials. Pressure on former President Donald Trump is intensifying. The Supreme Court could soon weigh in on the classified documents seized from Trump's Florida home. And the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot is set to hold one of its final hearings on Thursday. At least 25 people have died and more than 50 people are missing after a landslide on Sunday in Venezuela following days of heavy rainfall. According to the Venezuelan vice president, the landslide was caused by an overflow of 5 streams of the La Tejerías River. President Nicolas Maduro declared 3 days of national mourning in solidarity with the families affected. Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice. Robin Nance is off. It is Monday, October the 10th. Mark Peterson here with a look at that first alert forecast. Hey, still good if you want to get out and golf this week, right?
Oh, okay, no surprises. Hey, I want to go golfing. Fine, go golfing. It's going to be beautiful. In fact, we still have the full moon that is up and is visible into the western sky if you'd like to take a look at it. We're sitting at 49 degrees, so layers, maybe a couple layers heading out this morning. When we look at what we can expect and the 4 things that you need to know on this Monday morning, it's going to be a hazy start to the day. We've had a little bit of haze, certainly yesterday. Windy afternoon and evening, gust to 30 miles an hour. So we're going to see some dust and maybe a potential fire activity increase because of those winds, and no rain expected. Will remain dry. Satellite and radar, the radar showing any moisture is up into Canada. We're going to see this come across, and we're going to have some variable clouds. Right now we're sitting at 44 in Post Falls, 46 in downtown. Deer Park, you're at 35 degrees and into the upper 40s when you look at Cheney and what they have to the west of us. All right, your next 12 hours, mid-60s at 11, nearing 70 by noon. The afternoon 75, but windy conditions, again, with those winds gusting to 30 miles an hour.
Well, as Ukrainian forces continue making tactical gains in occupied regions in the country's south and east, President Joe Biden offered a stark warning over Russian President Vladimir Putin's repeated nuclear threat. Sydney Charles is live at the Now Desk with what that warning was and what other world leaders are saying about Putin's actions.
That's right, Derek. President Biden issued a chilling warning to Democratic donors in New York, saying Putin is not joking when making nuclear threats. Biden adding, "We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis, and I don't think there is any such thing to use a tactical nuclear weapon and not end up with Armageddon." The White House saying there is no new intelligence that Putin is planning an imminent use of nuclear weapons and defending the president's comments.
The president was reflecting was that the stakes are high right now, given what's going on the battlefield in Ukraine and given the very irresponsible and reckless comments made by Vladimir Putin in just the last few days.
And the president is not the only one condemning Putin's actions. The Secretary of NATO tweeted this just a little over an hour ago. He says he spoke with Ukrainian's foreign minister and condemned Russia's horrific attacks on civilian infrastructure. He also said NATO will continue to support the Ukrainian people. Putin remains firm in his actions. The Russian president just appointed a new general to oversee operations in Ukraine. Now, that general is best known for what's been described as total ruthlessness during bombing campaigns in Syria. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Well, it's now safe to use your tap water in North Spokane. The city of Spokane ran water quality tests after it found a failed valve that caused the water to look cloudy. The cloudy tap water was not a result of contamination, according to the city. The well pump issue was fixed, and water quality has now met all state and federal regulations. It's been 100 years of Fire Prevention Week, and the Spokane Valley Fire Department is sharing tips on how to keep you and your family safe. The theme this year is Fire Won't Wait. Plan your escape. The fire department will have multiple trainings this week on what you should do in case a fire breaks out. Don't forget to look for all our fire prevention tips and stories all this week on KXLY.com. Well, the city of Spokane wants to cater to you and your dogs by building 3 new dog parks across the city. Those dog parks are planned to be done in the next spring in 3 areas: North, South, and East Spokane. City officials say over 2/3 of the people they surveyed say the city is lacking dog parks throughout the city. So it's asking you to help design future dog parks in your neighborhoods.
We looked at every city-owned piece of property within the city limits, including not parks property, so other agencies and other departments within the city. And then we took that information and put that criteria to a ranking system.
And city officials say they don't have a dedicated budget for 2 dog parks yet. Those are the ones in North and East Spokane. The park in South Spokane will be the first to go up with funding from Spokane Public Schools. The city is holding a series of 3 meetings to talk about the proposed locations of Lincoln Park, Underhill Park, or Hazel Creek, which is just south of Ferris High School. With the drafted guidelines, the city's park board members will decide the final location for those dog parks. All right, it is October, which means the spooky season is officially in full swing. And here in the Northwest, we have plenty of haunted festivities you can take part in. You can find the DeMoss Haunted Maze on Elm Street, open every Friday and Saturday between 6 and 10 p.m. You can also find free family fun on Halloween night there. Another haunted house you may want to take a look at is on North XL Drive. 2 other haunted houses are the King Family Halloween Display in Mead and the Hillbilly Haunted House in Chattaroy. The haunted display on North Freya will be collecting non-perishable foods for the food bank and cash for Make-A-Wish this October. You can check all of these out with more details for you on our website, KXLY.com. Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:36. Mark, I haven't gotten my Halloween decorations out quite yet. I've been meaning to do it for the last week or so, but
people go crazy for Halloween.
Oh,
I mean, between Halloween and Christmas sometimes, who's going to dress up the most? We're going to talk about a little bit of morning haze, plenty of sunshine today, and some cool time. I mean, we're in the 70s all week long.
And we have long heard that getting screened for colon cancer could save your life. The new research that suggests is even more important than we thought when Good Morning Northwest continues.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
For over 25 years, Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls has been your choice for the best in floor covering for your home or business. Let Fairway Floor's professional design staff help choose your favorite floor from major brands such as Shaw, Mohawk, Mannington, and Armstrong. From remodels to new construction, let Fairway Floor help you dream it, design it, live it. Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet, North Idaho's premier flooring store. Come in and see it for yourself.
It's time for 4 News Now, Coats for Kids. Just drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate to Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Hello, I'm Denver Toon. Jewelry Design Center is very proud and excited to partner with 4 News Now's Coats for Kids this fall. So stop by the store, help your community, and donate to those in need. You can also get your free jewelry cleaning and inspection while you're here.
This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all 13 Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores are offering a double sales tax discount. Or get no minimum purchase, no money down, no interest for 5 years financing on all bedroom furniture, dining room sets, and beautiful living room sets, as well as big mattress savings.
This is one of our best sales events of the season. Today through this Monday night at 8 p.m. at Walker's.
As nature does its magical change from the green of summer to the orange and red of fall,
camping in your old tent isn't going to cut it anymore. It's time for you to get a great deal on a motorhome, travel trailer, or fifth wheel from Click It RV during our year-end clearance event. We need to make room for 2023 models. Get 30% off, 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and get a lifetime warranty. Come visit us today on Newport Highway in Spokane and see big savings at Click It RV.
I proudly served our nation and fought for freedom abroad. I never expected to see our temple of democracy ransacked here at home. It's so dangerous that MAGA Republicans, like Mitch McConnell's handpicked candidate for U.S. Senate, Tiffany Smiley, continue to question the 2020 election. Their big lie is a direct threat to our elections and our democracy. Join me in defending America. Say no to Tiffany Smiley before it's too late.
I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this message.
All right, welcome back in our For the People coverage. The crucial midterm elections are now less than a month away, with control of Congress at stake. This morning, controversial Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker is getting a new show of support from the leaders of the Republican Party. Walker, a staunch anti-abortion candidate, denies allegations published in the Daily Beast that he paid for a woman's abortion in 2009. And the New York Times reports Walker urged that same woman to have a second abortion 2 years later, but she refused, giving birth to his child. The website 538 now gives Republicans a 70% chance of winning a majority in the House, but only a 33% chance of winning back the Senate.
Time now for your 10-second takeaway, and I got to tell you, the light layers, it's 49 degrees outside. Yeah, that's crisp to me. Winds later on, gusts 30 miles an hour, so grab a hat perhaps. 75 the high today.
Well, a new study suggests colonoscopies may reduce the risk of dying of colorectal cancer by as much as 50%. The study published Sunday in the New England Journal of Medicine looked at 84,000 European patients. Those who agreed to undergo colonoscopy reduced their risk by 31% compared to those who were not screened. The study determined one case of cancer would be prevented, for every 455 people screened. The authors admitted they actually expected even more convincing results from this study. Well, it's not every day a local athlete gets to be honored by the city, but that's exactly what happened with one of Gonzaga's basketball stars. Just before the annual Craziness in the Kennel event, senior guard Rasir Bolton was recognized by Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward for the work he's done in the community. Bolton has worked with Spokane's quarantine, helping to serve the homeless in the community, working with Rick Clark on multiple projects helping those in need.
Sure, I had no idea they were going to do it, but I mean, it was definitely a great honor. You know, I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to, continue to do more work, but it was definitely a great surprise.
Certainly it's not what Raw asked for, but I mean, the stuff he's doing in the community is really, really impressive, and especially, I mean, he's really only been here a short time, but he's having a big impact, which is really cool.
Yeah, pretty impressive young man. We've documented his work a couple times now on 4 News Now. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:42. Hard at work with the Extreme team. Mark will explain what exactly he's doing here and what's in store for today as the team works to fix up the Carl Maxey Center in East Central Spokane.
And art lovers can celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day here at the Spokane Falls Community College. We're talking all about a Washington native's work here, mask preservation. We'll talk to him about the inspiration behind it coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Tiffany Smiley celebrated the overturning of Roe versus Wade.
There's no way I can trust her to protect us.
Tiffany Smiley would tip control of the Senate to Mitch McConnell.
That is a disaster.
She could give Mitch McConnell the power to rig the courts with more anti-choice judges.
And pass a complete nationwide abortion ban. This is serious stuff.
And Tiffany Smiley still supports Donald Trump.
No way. No way.
No way we can trust Tiffany Smiley.
Women voters responsible for the content of this advertising.
Our customers love coming to Car Wash Plaza.
Hi, I come to Car Wash Plaza because I don't want my car touched.
I come here every week.
I like that Car Wash Plaza is open 24/7, and it really fits my schedule.
I love Car Wash Plaza.
Car Wash Plaza. Give us a try, and soon you'll agree, we're the best in the Northwest.
Find a location near you at carwashplaza.com.
Hi, I'm John Butler with Century 21. Welcome to beautiful Gem Shores Estate here in Hayden Lake, the most premier waterfront property for sale in North Idaho. This 8,600 square foot masterpiece is designed with the most unique furnishings from all over the world. Every piece has a history and a story to tell. When this home sells, the furniture must go. Consign Furniture in Liberty Lake is the only company we refer our clients to. Our clients deserve the best, and Consign Furniture delivers every time.
Joe Biden's open borders have threatened our neighborhoods and our children's safety. Fentanyl-related deaths have increased right here in Idaho. Gang members transport fentanyl and other dangerous drugs into our schools and communities. This has got to stop. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. It's time we control the borders and shut down the pipeline of drugs and violence into Idaho.
Farming has always been a crucial part of the Inland Northwest. The Washington Association of Wheat Growers is proud to recognize the backbone of our economy.
Across the state of Washington, wheat farmers continue to rise to the challenges of the times. We improve our soil health while sequestering carbon. We rely on a complex but efficient transportation system that continues to improve every year while producing a high-quality product that is consumed throughout the world.
A tribute for our great Inland Northwest farmers. Brought to you by the Washington Association of Wheat Growers. 4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Welcome back. It's 6:45. This Indigenous Peoples Day, Spokane Falls Community College is hosting an art reception with local Indigenous artist Chad Little Coyote Yellowjohn. He's known for using his art for activism and spreading awareness of the issues Indigenous people face today. Desi Richards is live at SFCC with what attendees can expect at the Mass Preservation exhibition later this morning.
Yeah, so at 11:30 today, that's when you can come see Mass Preservation. You can talk with Chad as well as see a traditional dance like we just saw this morning with your nieces and nephews. We're here with Chad now. Tell us a little bit about how your family has inspired your work. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but you have the artwork here of your parents.
Yeah, so this, like, I drew my mom. I know there's a lot of like artists out there that struggle to have like support from their parents, and so this is my way to like honor my loved ones and honor my friends who have supported me throughout my my journey, my artist journey. And so yeah, I was very thankful, and it was really cool to have my dad here because this is the first time he's seen that piece, and he looked at it. He looked at me. He gave me this look like, "Is that me?" I was like, "Yeah, that's you." So he's like, yeah, it was really nice, and just to have both of my parents here, and it'll be awesome. It's gonna be an awesome day for me just to have both of the sides of my family here, my mom's side and my dad's side. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, and what do you hope people take away from walking in here and seeing Mass Preservation? Again, it's a little bit of blending the past with the present, kind of Indigenous culture through the years, then also the pandemic's effect as well.
So when I went to New Mexico, I was just like I was surrounded by like all this like intertribal of like, Yupik, Zuni, all these nations I didn't know of. And so I was admired like intertribal. And so this is like the intertribal of like all these different nations just dancing together, preserving their culture, and also adapting to the pandemics. And so when people come here, I want them to just like see the uniqueness of each nation and each tribe and each like culture, and seeing like the detail and seeing the art, and also seeing like their joy in it. Because like when I have their eyes closed, it's more like them like imagining themselves at the ceremony or at the performance during this pandemic. Because some
definitely an educational experience for everyone here. Yeah, nice. So again, 11:30 today, you can come speak with Chad and see Mass Preservation here. More details are on our website, kxly.com. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Destiny, looks pretty cool. All right, we're gonna send things over to Mark Peterson now.
Not cool. Warm.
Very warm. Very warm.
Yes, that looks cool, what he's doing. I wish I had that artistic anything talent. All right, 75 degrees will be our high today. It's going to be sunny. We're going to get gusty winds this afternoon. Gusts to 30 miles an hour, so we want you to be aware of that. Sun sets, calms down, cools down, 46 degrees for the overnight low. We're sitting at 49 right now. 50 into Coeur d'Alene. Sandpoint, you're at 37 with some dense fog being noted. Colville, 36. Deer Park, you're sitting at 35 degrees. Heading south into the Palouse, temperatures in the upper 40s, a lot like what we have. The forecast, yeah, we've got that front up in Canada. As it comes across, we are going to start to see, again, the winds fill in, and we're going to see those gusting until, again, later on this afternoon, that high pressure comes in and it calms down. 75 will be the high into Liberty Lake. Downtown, 77 degrees, 75 into Deer Park, mid-70s all over the region. It really looks nice today. Again, sun with afternoon winds. Planning forecast, once that front passes behind it, tomorrow will be cooler, but still about 10 degrees above average at 70, 72 on Wednesday. Thursday, reveal day for the Extreme Team, going to be 73 and then mid-70s for the weekend. Let's discuss our Extreme Team, shall we? I got to tell you, we got some cool things happening. This is the week in which we're doing the majority of the work, but we did a lot of prep work. Yesterday, it was prepping the building for paint onto the south side, where we're going to be putting in the new patio. Again, we got Specialty Mobile Mix and Dundee Concrete teaming up for that. Horizon Credit Union and other volunteers coming in to do painting today, and PCI is going to try and get the grid work into the ceiling. We're going to have a full check of your forecast and news in Sprint coming up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Walker's Furniture.
I'm Aaron Luna from 4 News Now. There's a lot on the line this election day. Before you vote, get informed with For the People coverage. Send your questions to KXLY.com. We'll get answers now until election day. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
It's a 4-day price crash. Today through this Monday at all 3 Cal locations, including their new dealership on Division Street. As Cal loads up the lots full of hot buys and is offering up to 110% trade-in value for your old ride. Plus, delaying all payments until next year. So you can get a new upgraded vehicle and pay less with incredible financing available now. Get your new vehicle this week at Cal.
Appointed in 2018, Spokane County District Court Commissioner Eric Doima has ensured his decisions are made fairly and in accordance with the law. His judicial experience has established his commitments to integrity, impartiality, and independence. I'm Spokane County District Court Judge Jennifer Fossbender. Eric is the clear choice to continue to serve Spokane County. I encourage you to vote with me for Eric Doima as judge for Spokane County District Court.
I believe in justice for all. I'm Eric Doima, and I approve this message.
I'm Mark Peterson. This summer, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
My name is Angela, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. Things weren't feeling right for quite a while, and then things really went downhill. I had kidney cancer, and it had progressed where it metastasized to my lungs.
So Angela came to Summit Cancer Center for treatment because she could stay at home, and she had the best treatment that was being offered in the big cities.
Dr. Chandre said to me, "You're so lucky because we have a treatment for you."
I had recommended participation in a clinical trial that we had at Summit.
My body seemed to be extremely receptive to this type of clinical studies.
She participated in the trial, did extremely well, and got into remission. All of her cancer is gone.
And so I'm a success. It's awesome.
Contact us today to learn more about the state-of-the-art immune therapy clinical trials available here in the Inland Northwest.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Your time is now 6:53. Let's get you up to speed for everything you need to know on your Monday here in the Morning Sprint. Sydney Charles with the latest on Russian missile strikes. Destiny Richards live with how Spokane Falls Community College is celebrating this Indigenous Peoples Day. But first, Mark Peterson with your forecast as our unseasonably warm weather continues.
Oh, continues and will so this week. In our first alert weather, we take a look at the satellite and radar, and what we're picking up is a little bit of cloud cover day, but that movement, that front that's up into Canada, that's going to be the windy conditions. We're going to be seeing gusts of 30 miles an hour this afternoon. But we're going to have highs 75 degrees today. You're going to have 73 into Coeur d'Alene. Going to be absolutely beautiful. And again, we're going to have mostly sunny with windy afternoons.
Federal authorities have issued a warning about the type of float plane that crashed in the Puget Sound last month, killing Sandy Williams and Pat Hicks of Spokane. The FAA issued an emergency airworthiness directive concerning Otter seaplanes. The directive warns of potential cracks and corrosion in a part called the elevator, a movable surface of the horizontal tail that controls the plane's pitch. Now, because of the fire safety efforts Washingtonians have been practicing and the hard work of fire departments, the state has had the lightest fire season in a decade. Hillary France, the state commissioner of public lands, recently announced that only about 219 square miles burned in Washington in 2022. Compare that to 2015, where more than 1,500 square miles burned. But France stressed that wildfires remain a statewide issue. The number of deaths from Hurricane Ian in Florida and South Carolina is now more than 120, and that number could still rise. This is video of dive teams for the Lee County Sheriff's Department in Florida. They are looking for submerged vehicles and then checking them for bodies. Lee County suffered the largest number of deaths.
And this morning, Russia's military hurled a barrage of missiles against Ukrainian cities, including the capital of Kiev, striking several people. It comes as the Ukrainian city of Zaporizhzhia is still reeling from a Russian missile strike on Sunday. Now, that strike killed at least 17 people. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the explosions are from Russian missile attacks. He said Russia is trying to, quote, wipe us off the face of the earth. These missile attacks comes after President Vladimir Putin accused Ukrainian forces of blowing up a critical bridge connecting Russia to the occupied territory of Crimea. He has now labeled the massive explosion a terrorist attack.
Former Governor Bill Richardson said Sunday he is cautiously optimistic Americans Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan will be released and suggested they could be freed from Russia by the end of the year. Richardson recently traveled to Russia to discuss the possible release of the detained WNBA star and former U.S. Marine with Kremlin officials. Pressure on former President Donald Trump is intensifying. The Supreme Court could soon weigh in on the classified documents seized from Trump's Florida home. And the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot is set to hold one of its final hearings on Tuesday. Today is Indigenous Peoples Day. That means you won't have to pay for street parking in downtown Spokane, but your garbage and recycling will remain on the normal schedule this week. Now, this afternoon, the Indigenous Peoples March begins and ends in Mission Park. It'll feature Native speakers, drummers, singers, and dancers in celebration of 500 years of resilience. It runs from 3 to 5 p.m.
And we've been live at Spokane Falls Community College talking about an art reception happening today in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day. It features Washington native Chad Little Coyote Yellowjohn, who has ties to the Shoshone, Bannock, and Spokane tribes. He has an art display on right now called Masked Preservation. You can come talk with him and see a traditional grass dance this morning at 11:30. That's when the art reception will be happening here at the Fine Arts Building. You can see the piece at the community college until October 25th.
City of Spokane wants to build 3 new dog parks across the city. Those dog parks are planned to be done by next spring in 3 areas: North, South, and East Spokane. City officials say over 2/3 of the people they surveyed say the city is lacking dog parks throughout the city. So it's asking you to help design future dog parks in your neighborhood. The city is holding a series of 3 meetings to talk about the proposed locations of Lincoln Park, Underhill Park, or Hazel Creek, which is behind Ferris High School. It's been 100 years of Fire Prevention Week, and the Spokane Valley Fire Department is sharing tips on how to keep you and your family safe. The theme this year is Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape. The fire department will have multiple trainings this week on what you should do in case a fire breaks out. And coming up next on Good Morning America, the very latest on the new escalation from Vladimir Putin in Ukraine as multiple strikes hit Ukraine's major cities. Good Morning America's team is on the scene. We're back with a final check of weather with Mark after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
I met Anidas 10 years ago. He didn't have bad credit, but he just had no credit to begin with. I took the time to really go over some options with him. Fast forward 10 years down the road, he's got his business account with Numerica. He's looking to buy his second home also with Numerica.
There are a lot of ways to deal with a stubborn drain. Call us at Mainstream Plumbing. Our high-definition LED camera can go where no plumber's gone before, deep inside your sewer lines to find the root of the problem. Call 866-411-ZAP.
Bi-Mart's latest members-only savings book ends soon. Save now through Tuesday, October 11th. Inside, you'll find 16 pages of store-wide savings, including everything you need for Halloween, snack and beverage essentials, electronics, and more. Plus, save in sporting goods for your next outdoor adventure. Save now through Tuesday, October 11th, with our latest savings book at Bi-Mart, where your membership matters.
Good morning, everybody. Taking a live look outside. Well, the sun hasn't come up completely yet. It's 7:02 for sunrise, and the moon is still visible in the west sky. And that's our day. You can see the haze out there, and that's going to be continuing today. About 50 as you head out the door, 70 at noon. The afternoon, gusty winds to 30 miles an hour, high today of 75, and then it's going to be 70 on Tuesday. Then we build back up again. Low to mid 70s for the rest of the week, all the way through the weekend. It is going to be amazing. And during our Extreme Team reveal on Thursday, should be beautiful weather for you to see everything at the Carl Maxey Center.
You say, pretty perfect for pouring concrete today at that Carl Maxey Center for your Extreme Team. All right, thanks for watching. Good Morning America starts right now.